Hello and what's up everybody, welcome back to Screen Technicals. In this video we are going to create the feedback system for our post, right? So let's get started, right? So at this point you can see my post and this is our Slug page. So let's say I'm going to build a form, or you can say a feedback page at this point. Let's after this. So this is basically our form and this is the content wrap, and after this content wrap I'm going to create another div, and let's say I will change this to React, just like this. And here I have my content, the feedback div, and let's say I'm going to give it a class of w-full, and let's say save this much of thing, and let's say I need let's say I need a form. So let's create a form so that there will be no action, and then inside our form we have an input tag, right? So I am right here input, and it will be text obviously, or let's say it is an feedback, right? So we can add a text. That will be okay, right? So input type text, save this thing, and let's say we are getting this at this point. So let's add some class to this. So let's say class. So class name is going to be, let's say I'm going to add a border. So it should be in small, should be border. Save these things, we got the border, and let's say I want to give it a width of full, so it's going to take the entire width. So what I can do is I can just give a width to my form class name w dash, let's say I want the width to be 600 pixels, looks nice to me, and I want some margin at this point, so I can write here empty-10, save this thing, and you can see this thing. Now one thing I need at this point is I want an h1 tag, and I am going to write here give your feedback here, just like this. And let's say I'm going to add a class, so I'm going to add a class name, and I need text dash, let's say 3xl. Looks great. I can give it a font of, let's say 600. Nice. And then let's say this looks nice, I hope so. I need some padding. Let's give bb dash 5. It will just give some padding at the bottom of this h1 tag, right? Now we have done this thing, and we have our the input tag. So I need a button, so let's use the react icons. So just search for react icons, just like this. Open this link, and at this point search for I need an arrow button, so I'm going to write here simply arrow. Let's find our arrow. So I would like this arrow. Let's find some more arrows. I think this will be perfect for this. Copy this thing. At this point I'm going to import it. I'm going to import it just like at this point. Import this from react dash icons slash vs. So we have to install react icons, so let's do it quickly. Okay, module not found, obviously. Just split this and write here yarn add react dash icons, hit enter, and it will install the react the react icons at this point. And you can see our server is again running, and you can see this thing. So let's refresh it. Let's control C, restart the server, yarn dev, hit enter, and let's reload this page. Cannot find the module react icon slash bs, and we have successfully installed it. So let's see, we have installed it where. So it should be installed in the, so let's see if I'm writing here bs, it's showing us So let's close this thing. I think we have to open it in a new tab. So right here, localhost 3000. Click on this. Cannot find module react icons. I think it is react icon. Yeah, it's react icon, hope so. Cannot find the module. Let's say ls. We are at this point. Control C. Reload. It should give us, let's remove this thing. And let's first right here yarn dev again. Starting the server. Reload it. Right here import. Just like this. From react icons /bs, and I'm going to paste the icon name just like this. Save this thing. Now it should work. Yeah, now it's working. Now let's say where is that? After this input tag, I'm going to create a button, and inside this button I'm going to paste this and put it inside this this arrow brackets just like this. So you can see this clearly at this point. So and you can see this icon at this point. So let's do some designing part. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to write here flex just like this. Justify, not justify, let's make it as item center. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to write here class name, and it will be inline block, and then I'm going to give it a okay, at this point I'm going to give it a text dash XL. Let's make it as 2XL. Looks nice. Let's give it a some, not this, let's go to this point, class bg dash hashtag 00 let's say it is 5EFF. Save this thing, and I want the text to be white, and I want some padding p-5, and let's say p-5 is something it is bigger. Let's make it as px5 and py-2. Looks nice. And I can add some padding to my input text. I can write here px-5 and py- let's say make it as 2, and looks fine. And if I click on this, I can write here, looks fine to me. I can reduce the px to, let's say of this to 3. Yeah, looks nice. And one thing I can do at this point is nothing we need. I can remove the outline sort of thing. So I can write here, where is that input tag, I can remove the outline. So outline will be none. Now if I'll click on this, you can see there will be no styling of that outline. So I can add a focus. Let's say I want the border. I want the border to be hashtag 005EFF. Save this thing and let's see. Looks clean, right? Now I want a placeholder. Let's make the placeholder like let's say type here. Save this thing, and you're going to find this thing, right? It looks clean. Okay, now let's go to our the nextjs, that is our course, that is this supabase, and at this point go to the tables, and at this point we are going to create a table named that is feedback. So I'm writing here feedback just like this. Now it will have the user. Let's say it will contain the user let's say user email, and then let's say it will be a text field. That's another column. It will be going to be the post ID. So I can write here post ID just like this. and it will be obviously your text field. Add another column, it will be the message. So I think this is what we need. We have the user email, we have the post ID, we have the message. Let's save this and let's create the table. And you can see our table has been created successfully. Now click on this API, click on the feedback, scroll down, and here you are going to find this insert rows. Now we want to insert a single row, so it is saying that insert a single row. Just copy this thing, right, and come to this point, and I'm going to create a function to add the the feedback. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to check if my user exists or not. So right click at this point, click on this inspect, just make it as this thing, and just go to the application, close this thing, open the local storage, click on this, and you're going to find the supabase auth token, right? So we will be using this to verify that we contain our user or not. So let's see. This is our get static props, this is here. So let's say at this point I'm going to create a function const create feedback, just like this, and it will be an I'm making this async function, and it will be, let's say, an arrow function, just like this. Save this thing, copy this thing, come to the form, and right here on submit, paste it just like this. I'm going to pass my event, so I can write here E, and at this point let's say I want that is E dot prevent default, just like this. And after this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste this thing, not this thing, this thing, just like this. Now save this much of thing. This is our data, this is error await from feedback insert. Now we are going to insert our insert the rows that we need, right, at this point. So let's see, we need just open up the tables, feedback, we need our user email. So to do this, before doing this, I'm going to check if it will be local storage dot get item, and then I'm going to pass out the item. So let's first paste this thing at this point, just like this. Right click, format the document first. Looks clean right now, right? Now at this point I'm going to pass the parameter, that is the supabase, this auth client. So I'm going to copy this thing, paste it at this point. So I'm right here, if it exists, then const is going to be the current session. So right here session, right here current session will be current session, and it's going to be local storage dot get item the supabase auth client. So this is going to give me the current session, and if you'll just open the current session, inside this you're going to find the access token, the token type, and this user. So we need this user, so I can write here const user, it is equals to current session, if it exists, dot I want to get so basically I'm just doing if it exists or not, or you can just remove this thing because we are already checking that at this point. So it will be current session dot user, let's say, not like that, just like this, and I want the email of that user. I want to get the email of that user, right? So let's see, and you can find this email at this point. So I can write here const user email is going to be user dot email, just like this. and then I'm going to pass my user email as just like this. I can pass my user email, and then let's see, I need my post ID. So do post ID, so I can get my post ID from from this point. So let's get that right here. Post ID is going to be my, I need to pass my context at this point. There is this thing, the slug. So let's pass the slug, and let's get the slug at this point. So right like this, and it's taking that unexpected token. Okay, we have to pass the slug first. Slug, just like this. Save this thing. Now let's see, now we need our message. So let's get the message from here. So I'm going to create another const. So it's going to be const, I'm going to use, or let's say I'm writing here use state snippet, and it's going to be my message, and it's by default is going to be blank, and I have to import the use state, right? So just like this, I'm going to import my use state from here, and then what I can do is just go to the input part, and I can write here on change, and I'm going to create an anonymous function. I'm going to pass the event inside this event, and then it will be like this, just like this. And here I'm going to write here set message is going to be e.target.value, just like this. Save this thing, and I'm going to set my value to message. Save this thing. Now if you can see, if let's say I'm just writing here log, it will be my message, just like this. And if I write here something like this, let's say, so go to the console and you can find everything at this point. Let's say I'm writing here something just like this, you're going to find my message at this point, right? That's great. Just close this thing. Now let's see, one more thing I'm going to add at this point is the message. So let's write here message is going to be the message, just like this. Save this thing. Now after this, I'm going to show the alert message, that is, let's say submitted, just like this. Save this thing, and let's see how it is working, right? So let's refresh this page first, and after that I'm going to send the message. So let's say writing here nice post, simply like this. Click on this, reading email, cannot read the properties undefined email, so it is telling us undefined. So okay, we are passing the user email. So let's see, user.email is undefined. Let's comment this out. Let's comment this thing also. Okay, comment this sort of thing also. Save this thing. First I'm going to log, I'm going to log my current session. So let's check our current session. Right click, inspect console, like this. Nice post. If we click on this, we are getting our current session just like this. So basically the local storage.get item returns a string variable, so we have to change this into JSON. So we have to parse it into JSON, right? So what I can do is, so basically uncomment this, I can do one thing, uncomment all of this. I can change this at this point, command X. I can write here JSON, it is JSON dot parse, and I'm going to paste this thing, save it, and let's say now this should work properly, right? Let's say it's nice post, click on this, cannot the read, refresh it. Let's say now it should work. Local item, let's see, nice one. Click on this and it's again telling us that user.email is not there. Let's see what is going to be wrong with that. Let's comment these things, comment this also, and let's see, and remove this thing, comment this thing also, save this thing, click on this. We are getting our current session. Inside our current session we have our user, and inside the user we have our email. So let's see, log the user, this will log this one, user, save it, click on this, and it is undefined. Now why it is undefined? I have my user at this point. Let's say I'm writing here current session. Okay, current session, then I need current session, and then inside the current session okay, I have another current session, so I have to write here. Oh, I got the problem. So I have to write here, open this thing, copy the current session. Where is that? Copy, just copy this thing and write here dot current session, just like this. Now it should give us our user. Let's click on this and we are getting it. Now this should work. Save it, click on, and let's go to, we got the alert message. Click on this OK, and let's refresh our feedback in our supabase, and you can see we got the message successfully, right? That is this one, nice one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to display my messages at this point. So it's going to be pretty much simple. Let's create the front end first, and I will just remove all the logs from here, and from here. Save this thing and come to this point. After this div, I'm going to create another div, and it will contain my messages. So it will like this. Let's say I am creating, so I can just pass the each one, or let's say for the React icons, search for user. I need this thing, copy this thing, paste it, just copy this thing. I'm going to paste it just like this, and it will be fs or fafa. Save this thing. Now I'm going to paste it, where is that, at this point, just like this. Save it, and we got this. And after this I'm going to show my message inside the p tag, so just like this. So let's say I'm writing here simply lorem, enter. It will just show it like, it will just show me like this. So let's create some some margin padding. So right here empty-20, just like that, and then command X, create another div at this point and paste it inside this div. And at this point I'm going to create another h2 tag, let's say, and I'm going to write here that is comments, and I'm going to show the length of the comments. Let's say in this case it is 1, so let's write here 1. So right here class text dash lg, or make it as Excel, and font dash 500, and let's say make it Excel, from Excel to Excel. Looks nice. Give some padding bottom of, let's say 5, or let's say make it as 10. Save it, looks great. Now at this point, I'm going to write here class name is going to be flex. So we'll just come side by side just like that, and let's give some class to this. Class name is going to be inline block, and then I want the text dash 6xl just like this. And at this one I can write here it is item center. Save this thing, so it will just come in at the center of the div and looks nice. I want some spacing between them, so I can write here space x of 5. Looks nice. Or make it, let's say 4. 3, make it as 4. 4 looks nice. And let's say I can give some background color to this p tag. So class name is going to be, let's say I can need some padding of in the background of, so let's see, I need a background of f1. Save this thing. Okay, remove this f and looks like this. Let's see. Looks great to me, right? Okay, so let's give some padding. So p-5 looks like this. P of 2 look like this. P of 3. Okay, let's say py-2 and let's say px-4 looks nice. And I want some rounded of, let's say xl. Looks nice to me. Yeah, this looks nice, right? Now what I want is I want to display my comments. So I want to get all the comments. I'm going to display all the comments. Or one thing I can do at this point is let's just remove this thing, create a div, and let's not make it as flex dash call, and then let's paste this thing just like this, and right here flex also. So it will just come to this center. I'm going to remove this center from this point. So I don't need the flex, I hope so. Remove everything, save this thing. It will look like this. Let's make it as let's add another thing, that is another p tag, and let's say I'm going to show my email address. So let's say it is screentechnicals@gmail.com in this case. So save this thing and write here class of flex just like this. Alright, we'll write down center. Save this thing. I need some space of y, not y, it will be x. Let's say make it as 5 or make it as 3. Looks clean. And let's say I can reduce the size of this to 2xl or simply xl. Xl looks nice. And let's remove this thing, make it as x-1. Looks like this. Looks great to me. And let's say I have some padding to this. I can give some padding to this even. So let's give some padding of px-4. Looks clean, right? Just like this. And I can give some color to this p tag class. Let's add the class. It should be like text dash red dash 500. Looks nice to me. Just like this. So we are going to show the email address and we are going to show the messages at this point. So let's get the messages from from the get static side props. So what I'm going to do is So we have to, first we have to get it, we have to just define the paths, but I don't think so we need the paths, because it should be, I think, server side. We should use the server side rendering for this. So let's open up the nextjs. Okay, it will be nextjs ssr. Hit enter, and let's say just open up the, it should be nextjs, not nest. Open this thing, data fetching, click on the get server side props, copy this thing and just go to your website at this point. So let me tell you why I'm using the get server side props at this point, because we cannot use the server side props. Okay, we can't use the server side props with get static side props. Now why I need the server side props is because I want to display the changes on build, at build time. Whenever a user adds something, I want to see the change. So what I can do is I can just change this to get server side props. Now this will be get server side props, and let's remove this thing, or let's comment this thing, so you can just get the code. It will be for reference for you. Right now let's see, it should work, and it should be query just like this. Save this thing, reload it, and there should be no change. Sharing props is additional keys were returned, get server side props properties intended. Okay, we are just providing, we just comment this thing even. Okay, so we can use this as like this. Hopefully this should work. Yeah, it is giving us the same result. Now I can get my, that is the feedbacks, right? So let's copy this, paste it just like this. It will be my feedback, and it will be from, just copy this thing, and I will just paste it at this point. There will be no error at this point. Let's remove this error, and let's see. I want to get all my feedback, and I'm going to write here, that is post ID. It is going to be the slug, right? Just like this. Select star, everything looks fine. Let's log at this point, it is log feedback. Save this thing, and let's close this thing. Okay, let's close this thing also. Command J, open up a new terminal, cd blog yarn dev, hit enter, come to this point, refresh it, fail to fetch, refresh. Yeah, it's working, and you can see we are getting the feedback. Command J, and let's pass the feedback at this point. So it will be like feedback. I'm going to get my feedback at this point. It will be feedback, and I'm going to show my feedback here just like this. So it is just a component, make it like this. It is this thing, command X. So I'm right here, if feedback exists, so I'm right here feedback. If it is, then let's say I can just pass, and right here feedback dot, it's going to be the feedback dot map, just like this, and I can map every feed. So I can write here feed just like this, return, and paste this thing, save it, and we are getting some errors. Let's see. Okay, we have to paste this thing, and we have to also give that colon sort of thing, that is if feedback exists, then show this, or else show show nothing. Save. Yeah, now it's working. Now we are not getting our feedback. So let's see. Format the document first. Save it. Let's first come to this point. Where is that use state? Before this use state, at this point I'm going to log the feedback. Save this thing, inspect console, and just refresh it. And you can see, okay, we have to we can see this thing. Only we have to just refresh that thing, right? Once we have refreshed, it is working finally, right? Now let's comment this, and we have to provide our key. So right here, key, and it's going to be feed.id. Save this thing, and let's reload it. Right click on the inspect console. So you can see there are no errors. Close this thing. Let's try to add one more comment. Let's say I'm writing here great work, just like this. Let's say, hit enter. Let's see, you can see the message. Okay, and if I refresh it, I'm going to get my this thing. So first thing I'm going to write here is I'm going to give it a margin that will be my of 5, or let's say mb-10. Looks great right now. And let's see, I want to add a router.reload, so I have to get the router. So right here, const router, it's going to be use router, just like this. And I have to import the use router. So at this point, import use router from will be next/router. Save this thing, it will be next. Save this thing, right? And then at this point, after this before this alert message, or let's say after this alert message, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write here that is router dot reload, just like this. Save this thing. Let's add one more comment. Let's say let's say liked it. Click on this. Okay, and you can see we have 3 comments. So let's display the message or the comments. So right here, feed dot message. Save this thing. You can see the messages. And let's write here that is feed dot user email. Save this thing. So this will be the same email that I have with that, because I'm commenting from the same email, and I need the length of my comments. So I can write here feedback, just like this. Let's say if it is, then I want feedback dot, it will be feedback dot length, because it is an array, and we have to pass this, even the colon, make it as 1, that is 0. Save this thing. You can see we have 3, and if it is 0, let's say if there are no comments, it is going to show me the 0 sort of thing. And then if it is, let's say in this case it is 3, it's going to show me the 3 at this point. So we have created our comments, we have almost completed our website. So in the next video, we are going to deploy this website on Vercel. So stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and I will see you next time.